Hey, what's going on, scholars? It's your professor here, Enlightened Enlisted, and we got a new patch here from the developers at Darkflow, which are allowing progression in the Tunisia campaign. So let's take a look at what we have for the Allies and the Axis, and kind of my thoughts on the campaign as a whole. If you guys like watching live Enlisted gameplay content, I stream every Wednesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Twitch. Go ahead and follow me down at the link below. So right off the bat, let's take a look at the Allies here. So we obviously have the motorcycle for the premium squad that we bought into the CBT. Nothing has changed with that. But then we go to the tank, and it's unfortunately, I was wrong, guys. I thought it was going to be a Matilda. It's actually the A13 Mark II. So this is a great looking little tank. You know, I can't say enough about it. It's one of my favorite tanks. It's got the 40 millimeter QF2 pounder cannon on there, and then it's got a Vickers machine gun on the top, 30 millimeters of frontal armor, 14 millimeters of side and back armor, and then 6 millimeters at the bottom. Now the turret is got 14 millimeters at the front, and then 10 millimeters at the side, also 14 at the back, and then 30 millimeters on top. So this is a really quick tank. It was used very extensively in the Tunisia campaign, actually all of North Africa, to be honest with you. It's one of my favorite tanks that the British have, so I can't say enough about it. I'm glad they added it. I hope they do add the Matilda later, just because that is my favorite tank, but we will see. Now for the second tank that we got unlocked at level 6, we actually have the Daimler Armor Car Mark II. Now this is an armor car, not a tank, and it is super awesome to see that they're moving towards fast attack vehicles. It's got that same gun as the A13 onto it, so it's going to pack a big punch, and I think this is going to be able to be taken out maybe by some of the motorcycle AP rounds from those machine guns. We'll see, because it does have pretty thin armor. I mean, we have 14 millimeters of armor up front, which is almost half of what we have on the A13, so I do think that the Bren or the MG34 armor piercing rounds are going to be able to pierce it. We will see. I have not tested that, nor have I been able to, so do not take that as biblical. We will try to test that once we have it unlocked. Now, this thing's speed is going to be its saving grace. I look forward to being able to zoom around the Tunisia maps, shooting and moving. I think this is a great addition to it, and again, I am so happy to see them moving towards these light armored cars or these light tanks. All right, that's all well and good. Let's get into the guns that we have unlocked and some of the squads that we are going to see in this progression. So at level 2, it's actually going to be the Sten, which I am so thankful for. I was very worried that we were going to be seeing a lot of Thompsons in this game, because in the CBT no progression part of this game, we were seeing just Thompsons, but it looks like the Sten is going to be coming up right off the bat, and that's going to be at level 2. So you're going to be able to have the Sten, and that is going to be the same one, obviously, from the Normandy campaign. For the aircraft here, the first one that we are unlocking at level 3, which is very early in the campaign, is going to be that Hurricane Mark II-B, and now it only has machine guns, so we only have those 7 millimeter Browning machine guns on there, and those are going to be raining death and destruction on strafing runs. No bombs, so I am happy to see that. I am, as you guys know, very much against bombs in this game. I think that it should be infantry focused. So that is coming at level 3, the Hurricane. So awesome to see that. Obviously now for level 4, we've got the radio operator, so artillery coming in pretty quickly into this campaign. Not really sure how I feel about that, but smoke is very useful. And they're going to have this smelly Mark III, which is what we saw in the regular game when it was just closed beta, no progression. Then level 5, we've got the Winchester Model 1912. This is the pump action shotgun that the Americans used in the Normandy campaign, and it is making its way in Tunisia. Not really sure how this one is going to plan out, because there are a lot of open sight lines in Tunisia. However, inside of a building, I could see this being very, very useful. Then level 6 is when you unlock the armor car, the Daimler Mark II. So we've already talked about that, but that's coming pretty quickly at level 6. Glad to see that. Level 7, we are going to have the Boys AT rifle, which is going to be awesome at dealing with the Axis armor that we'll get into a little bit later. Then level 8, we have the Lanchester. Now this is coming a little early in my opinion. I think that we're getting a little bit too much SMGs loaded in the front end. I don't see why you would even use the Sten if at level 8 you're going to get the Lanchester, which is superior in almost every way than the Sten gun. So I'm not really happy that this is so early into the game, and I'm really worried that we're going to have Tunisia be a SMG campaign versus a bolt action bastion like I was hoping for. Level 9, we've got the Lee Enfield Mark IV, so we can do that mad minute. I hope that we will be seeing a lot of people using the Lee Enfield. It's one of my favorite guns in the game and in real life, actually, and that is an engineering class that we have there at level 9 with the Lee Enfield. Level 10, we're getting our first LMG here, and it's the Vickers, not the Bren, so that is awesome to see that they are adding the Vickers now. It has been an LMG I've been looking forward to in the game, and one of my favorite looking LMGs of all time. And then level 11, we have our second plane for the Allies. This is the SB-3. Now, this is a interesting addition in here because this was mostly a naval bomber, and it's got a whopping payload here. We've got a 1,000-pound bomb, which I'm very worried about. And then we've got 200-pound bombs, which are also going to be very good. And then, obviously, it's got those 2 Browning M2 50 cal machine guns on there for you to take out Axis aircraft or strafe the ground. I'm really worried that this plane is going to be super OP, like a P-47. I hope it's not, but we'll see. We don't have it unlocked yet. Once we do, we will be doing our own review on that, but that comes at level 11. Level 12, we have the M1 carbine. Nothing we could say about that. We've seen it before in the Normandy campaign, but that is coming out at level 12. And then level 13, we are getting the 2-inch mortar, and that is going to be coming with the 56th Infantry Division with the black cat as its logo. I love that logo. So that is coming at level 13. Haven't really used mortars too much in Tunisia. I find that the buildings make them a little bit useless, but we'll see. Level 13, you're getting the 2-inch mortar. All right, for level 14, we've got the Thompson submachine gun, the M1A1. This is not the Chicago typewriter. This is the Saving Private Ryan Tom Hanks version that you see usually Americans carrying in World War II. This is my favorite Thompson of the two, and I think that it is coming at a decent time. I think it might be a little too early with the other SMGs being added so early in the campaign. I think that most people are going to go to the Lanchester and then just kind of hold out long enough to get the Thompson. Now, this is the same submachine gun that you get with the motorcycle squad, and it is a super great weapon, so I'm really excited to use it some more in game. I do think it comes a little bit too early for the other SMGs, like I said before, so that is what you're going to get, the Thompson M1A1 at level 14. Now, level 15, we've got a Sniper 2 class here. Now, this is an American squad, the 9th Infantry Division, and you're going to have the Springfield A4. I'm not a real big fan of the Springfield A4. I think that the scope is piss poor, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really looking forward to unlocking this. Probably won't even use it. Now, I did say before in one of my streams that I thought that Tunisia was definitely a sniper campaign, and that still holds true today. Now, the starting sniper you're actually getting is the Springfield A1, which is an interesting change because they used to have the Lee Enfield Model T, which I thought was the most OP sniper ever. It had great sight lines, and it had 10 rounds in its magazine. I am not seeing that at all for the unlocks, so we will see where that comes into this campaign. Hopefully they didn't take it out because it is a great sniper. All right, let's get into the Axis side of things. Right now, right off the bat, you're going to have the AB-41. This is an armored car for the Italians. It's got a 20mm gun on that, and then it's going to have its Model 38 machine gun that is a coaxing gun. Pretty good little armored car. Looking forward to using that. I think that it's going to be very fast, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these armored cars play out into the campaign. For the second tank that you're going to have the M14/41. Now, if you guys don't know what this is actually the big brother, or excuse me, the little brother to the P-26. Now, P stands for heavy, and this was the early development of it. This is one of the main battle tanks of the Italians, and you are going to be seeing that at campaign level 6. Now, it does have 30mm of frontal armor, 25 of side, so a little bit more than that A13. Now, its turret armor is going to be 45mm up front, 25 on the side, and then 15 on the top. It is a good tank. I'm not really sure how this is going to be balanced with the A13. I feel like the M14 is going to beat the A13 in a straight up fight, but we will see how that goes. Either way, these are all lighter tanks, so I foresee that explosive packs and your AT rifles are going to be able to do a lot of damage to this, so I don't foresee them being super OP like, say, like the Sherman Jumbo or so forth. Now let's get into aircraft that we've got. We've got the RE-2000 Series 1. Now that is an Italian fighter. It's good to see that they stuck with the Italian fighters, and I am looking forward to using this bad boy. No bombs on it, and it's got its 2 machine guns, so it will be an interesting fight between this and the Hurricane up in the skies, but those are your first fighters that you're going to have with its center-mounted machine gun, so it should be a little bit easier to get some kills with this than the Hurricane, in my opinion. I am looking forward to using this bad boy. Loved using it in War Thunder, and that is the first aircraft that you are going to unlock. Let's get into the campaign tree here. and that is going to be level 2 is going to have the MP28. Now that is the first submachine gun for the Axis side. This is a German knockoff of the Sten, and you know, it worked well in Normandy. I'm sure it'll work well here in Tunisia. Again, I can't beat a dead horse enough about how I hate SMGs being one of the first unlocked, but I will not go into that anymore because you guys are probably pulling your hair out by now. Number 3, campaign level 3, is going to be that aircraft I just talked about, the RE2000 Series 1, and then we get into level 4 here, which is the Carcano Model 38. Now this is the carbine version of it, and that is coming with the radio operator. So again, we're seeing a upfront loading of the artillery with the radio operator, and I believe that's because of the smoke artillery that they have added to the game. Now the shotgun, level 5, we are getting the Luftwaffe driller. Yes, the feared Luftwaffe driller from people, if you remember the Berlin campaign when this thing used to be super OP. Now that they've nerfed shotguns, again, I still do not see this being useful, especially if you are going to compare it to the Winchester that the Allies are getting. This only has 2 rounds, whereas the Allied one, I believe, has 6. So not really going to be useful there on level 5, but you guys get a shotgun, level 5, Luftwaffe driller. Level 6 is that M1441, as we talked about before. That is coming at level 6. Really looking forward to using that right off the bat. Level 7, we're going to have the AT gun. That's going to be the BZ38. We've seen that in the campaign already and other campaigns as well. Works just fine, and I think it's going to do a lot of damage to all the Allied armor that we've seen thus far. Then level 8, we've got the Beretta M1. This was also used in the campaign. It worked well. It's got a pretty slow rate of fire, but nice sight lines. Kind of reminds me of the PPK-41 for all you Russian founders out there. And then level 9, we have an engineering squad. It is going to be the Carcano M1891, and that is going to be with the 101st Motorized Division, and that is an engineering squad coming at level 9. That is an Italian unit, so that is awesome to see that they are focusing on the Italians. Level 10 is also an Italian unit. This is going to be our first LMG unlock for the Axis, and it's going to be the Brinda Model 30. Now, this was in the Normandy campaign. It was one of my favorites for the Normandy campaign. It reminds me a lot of the M13 for all you Moscow campaign players, and it works very well. You will be able to kill a lot of enemies with this. I'm really looking forward to using this in Tunisia because I think it's going to work very well. Level 11 is our second attack aircraft for us, and that is going to be the Ju-87R2. Now, this is the German Stuka, for you guys that don't know, and it is in that North Africa camo pattern, which I love. It looks so good, and it's going to have 50 kg bomb, the 500 kg bomb on these bad boys. So we're seeing a lot of heavy ordnance later on into the campaign. So I am very worried that this could be a Normandy 2.0, but hopefully with the changes that they've done to bombs, that we will see a fair gameplay with not worrying about being bombed into oblivion here. But super awesome to see that we have a Stuka in here with that camo pattern. I would like to see Italian aircraft more than German aircraft, but you know, nothing can beat the Stuka, and we love to hear that siren as we are playing. It really immerses the players into the campaign, I feel like. Level 12, we've got the Armaguerra 39, which is that semi-automatic Italian rifle that works just like an M1. That is going to be unlocked at level 12. Level 13, we've got the Granatwerfer 36, which is the German mortar. Again, I would like to see more Italian weapons than Germans, just because of some variety. Now, again, like I've said in the Allied section of this video, I don't see mortars being that useful in this campaign, but we will see as the game progresses. But right now, you are going to unlock that at level 13. Level 14, you're getting the MP40, which I don't think can stand up to the M1A1 Thompson, but that is what we are getting, is the MP40. I would still like to see more Italian weapons SMG wise, because I think that the Italians have better SMGs in my opinion. And you know, we can kind of go into this on another video on what kind of Italian weapons we would like to see. I know Quadro did a predictions video, and that was really good. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I would check that out as well. Level 15, we've got the Sniper 2 class, and that's going to be the pre-war KR98K with the scope mount on it. And that comes at level 15. We saw that in the campaign, but the great news is if you are going to start right off the bat with a sniper rifle, you're actually getting the Carcano Model 38. So you can get your JFK killer on with this Carcano 38 on this thing. So I'm looking forward to using this in game. The, the scope is pretty decent from what I could see on the range, and I'm looking forward to using this in game. So what do you guys think about Tunisia and the progress so far? What would you like to see? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, be sure to like and comment / subscribe. I really appreciate this, guys. Until next time, hit those books and hit those bottles. Cheers.